working at the Grand Prairie Police Department.
Okay.
Just calling to check in to see how you were doing. I know the last time there was a call out was on...
I received this call.
June 27th, I believe. They just wanted me to give you a call, see how you were doing.
Where are you located?
What was it? I'm sorry?
I think it's a prank call. This is how my abuser sets up prank calls. Grand Prairie, and when was the last time you heard from me?
It says June 27th.
Or what year?
2025.
I don't know. So I guess someone else made the call. I didn't make that call, Grand Prairie. I did want to discuss what happened with what's your position? What do you do?
I'm a crisis worker.
Oh, and your name?
Mindy.
And you with Grand Prairie Police? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I did this long, extensive application, and then the police removed me. What happened with the application?
What was that? I'm sorry?
I did this long, extensive application. They told me they played games with me trying to speak with the victim's advocate. So I stumbled across it. I just walked all around on my own, and then I found where it said victim's advocacy. I did this long, drawn-out application, and then the police department removed me from doing the application. So then I called on my phone, and whoever I was talking to said that the only way... I called the police department, and she said the only way that I could speak with the victim's advocate is through the police. Because I said that I was removed and I couldn't really complete the process of speaking with the victim's advocate. Then she said the only way that I could do that is call the police. I showed them footage of me being run off the road, active stalking. The man was trying to cover his face. All that was recorded. I showed them the videos. I showed them crimes that were federal crimes that I had. I showed them where I had went to the FBI because I had false arrest. And what they chose to do with all that evidence is handcuff me and take me to Parkland Hospital to get violated. Mental hospital. That false imprisonment, I call it kidnappings, caused me to lose my paid for car. I had just got. It was a PT Cruiser.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that.
So you're a crisis? Because my abuser has people call me year after year. I'm trying to prove it to spin my wheels. So how do you help people in a crisis situation? Exactly what is your strategy? Is it just like, is your strategy just giving them emotional support and letting them vent and leaving them in it?
It just depends on the situation and what's going on during that time. But we can provide services from some people need assistance.
Well, you've heard my crisis situation that involves a felony crime, stalking, official oppression, kidnapping by false arrest or detainment, sent to mental hospitals and corruption. So you've heard that. So maybe if we can strategize together as a team, an avenue to help me not have to continue to endure that.
So the only thing that I can do on my end at this point in time right now would be asking if you receive any mental health services, because I'm part of the mental health unit, the crisis mental health unit.
Well, why does everyone want me to get mental health treatment and they're, deflecting on the fact that I'm being stalked a felony? You think maybe they're in cahoots with it and that's why they're covering for it?
I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Does law enforcement didn't think that it was critical to have maybe a victim's advocate? I think that there's something amiss with law enforcement. So, okay, the services that you offer, what are those services? So you want to check on me just for mental health treatment. So what are those services that you're going to provide?
Usually we provide, because some people don't know that Grand Prairie has Metro Care here. We talk about Metro Care or Parkland Health, those kinds of locations and what they provide.
Okay, so you call someone to check on them and tell them to go somewhere else? That's your job description?
We provide resources, yes.
Okay. So what are your resources?
The resources are connecting them to things that they don't know.
Okay, well, give them to me. The resources you want me to connect with.
Or do you need those resources?
Well, you called and I did say, go ahead and give me the resources. You called to give them to me. That's your job, connecting people with resources. So you're only the resources that you're able to connect someone with.
I wasn't trying to offend you. I just wanted...
I'm not being slandered on this call?
Excuse me?
Okay, so you said that you called to connect me with resources. And I said, okay, the resources, but I want to make sure that the only resources that you are willing to give me is just mental health. You can't give me any resources for domestic violence. It has to be only mental health.
That's what
It's a form of degrading. I'm all across the room and
they
I have to
slandered me
report
again. Even seeing the video of someone running me off the road and someone actively stalking me recorded. No reasoning for this party to be by me this close. Obvious stalking, caught, recorded.
I wouldn't know anything about
It's
that.
you
You would
different
know because
people,
I'm
two
reporting
different
to you. I think
reportings.
that people don't want their criminal charges. So they strategize their words to say, I don't know, to not have accountability. But I'm not, if someone's actively making reports and people don't know during their reports, and then when they can't find their reports, they don't know where their report is, and then they threaten your arrest because they don't know where their own reports are year after year. So you call for a purpose, I assume. So the resources that you're willing to give me, okay, what are those resources? I have a pen.
I just have Metro Care off of, in Grand Prairie off of Carrier.
Okay, Metro Care off Carrier.
And that's all I have.
Okay, the number?
Give me a second.
You don't give any emotional support or no counseling resources or nothing like that, or any kind of advocacy for someone in a mental health crisis, none of that, period. But you call to help?
If that's what you're into, I can look for something in that area
Yeah.
and give you a call back.
Well, if you're actively getting this number, you're not equipped with it. You call to give me resources that you can't furnish. They can't furnish resources anywhere. I'm trying to prove it. So I get these calls. I think it's harassment crime. Police won't investigate these, the reasoning and the what's happening, the origin of these calls, where they're coming from. You'd have to record something like this repeatedly keeps happening. I wouldn't believe it either. That someone would enlist people to pretend like people that they're not. And then that no one is holding them accountable year after year for doing so. Just to spend, it's like a prank call. I have the pen. So you call the dangle resources to not give them to me again? Not you, but multiple different people have done it. So I was at the edge of my seat really thinking it was authentic interest. And then when it kept happening, I realized that my device was being controlled and it never was going to happen. Because it was being controlled. That's why 7 or 8 police had to threaten my arrest. There's too many felonies. They're not stupid. They can't let me make my own phone calls. People with integrity find out what the government has been done to me. You know how many prison sentences this could potentially be? If I can really get an attorney, you know how much money that I can get from all these violations? All these departments taking bribes, every officer, every restaurant, every organization, how I can sue them. Every CPS worker that was in cahoots, all parties that cover for them, all Metro Care, all mental health providers, all doctors, all nurses that slandered me, all of it. Let me get threatened, all parties in cahoots can be sued. And that would make me a multimillionaire. They're not stupid. That's why 7-8 police, like I said, knew that they had to interrupt me from reporting this. They don't want me to get my calls. They don't want me to place my real calls. Period. So
Even though they don't want, it's still federal charges.
I had games wasting my time all day. I don't feel the greatest right now. There were strategies to keep me, crimes to keep me from my iron. So the time now is 3:25. Is there a point in when you'll actually give me the resources you call me for?
I was trying to give you the phone number.
Okay.
877-283-2121.
And this is for Metro Care?
Yes.
Okay, and then the other numbers.
Yes, but I was trying.
What other counseling did you say you needed?
Whatever you're willing to give me. I don't have rights, ma'am. You want me to sit in my abuse and you're not doing your mandatory reporting, which is criminal.
Service clinic?
You want me to have a service clinic?
No, this is if you need it. That's why I asked you.
I didn't know that police law enforcement had a mental health part. Why don't they have places for victims advocates? I saw mental health now. I would think that if a party wanted mental health, they wouldn't have to mental health treatment. They wouldn't go through law enforcement. But now everything has changed. Now law enforcement demands that you get mental health treatment. And law enforcement some kind of way has this secret mental health agency that sets people up. They haven't got criminal charges. I wasn't aware that law enforcement had its own mental health provider inside of it. Like these jails that have their own mental health provider that violates. I didn't know it existed. But some kind of way law enforcement gets involved and have their own mental health treatment center? Is that what you're stating? That you're in law enforcement now? Because multiple different jurisdictions have it. So now they have their own mental health staff?
So we have a crisis unit, and what they do is they go out to certain situations where the client is under a crisis.
A mental health crisis? So that's why I'm trying to get some feedback. So law enforcement has its own mental health crisis center. Okay, and they reach out to people and only get them set up for mental health treatment, and that's it.
Or depending on what it is that they specifically need, and see if.
But you hide what is the services that you offer? Do you think that that's really relevant? If you won't tell them the services that you offer, how can they get it year after year? If everywhere they go, they're hiding all the services that they offer to keep them from getting it, well, how would that be beneficial?
I don't know how to answer that.
I think that's a red flag. If you are actively on the phone and hiding services that you offer, there's no relevancy in this call.
Okay, Miss Kiana. Well, I'll let you go about your day. Thank you.
Yeah, after you've wasted my time.
That was 11 minutes wasted. Not to mention the years of this insanity.